Fear, we've all been there. Fear is a universal experience. It's that sinking feeling in your gut, the racing thoughts that spiral out of control, and the creeping sense of dread that something terrible might happen. We've all felt it, whether it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of things beyond our control. But what if we could learn to face fear head-on, with courage and clarity? The ancient Stoics believed we could, and they left us with some timeless wisdom on how to do just that. The Stoics, a group of ancient philosophers, were all about mastering the mind. Their teachings are just as relevant today as they were centuries ago, providing us with tools to navigate life's challenges with resilience and grace. The Stoics tell us that much of our fear is, quite simply, unfounded. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "There are more things likely to frighten us than there are to crush us. We suffer more in our imagination than in reality. We let our imagination run wild, conjuring up worst-case scenarios that never actually happen." The truth is, we suffer more from our thoughts about what might happen than from the actual events themselves. When we understand this, we can start to separate our real dangers from those that are mere figments of our imagination. The Stoics advise us to focus on the present moment, rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, as these are where fear resides. Seneca wisely says, "Two things must be rooted out once for all, the fear of future suffering, and the remembrance of past suffering. Since the latter no longer concerns me, and the former concerns me not yet." Seneca also reminds us to maintain an optimistic outlook. Yes, life is full of challenges, and it's true that some of our fears may come to pass. But why bring tomorrow's troubles into today? The Stoics believe that we should face the future with hope, knowing that we will deal with difficulties when they arise, not before. There's no need to borrow trouble from tomorrow. Instead, we should anticipate the good things that may come, and deal with challenges when they're actually in front of us. It is likely that some troubles will befall us, but it is not a present fact. And even though it is ordained to be, what does it avail to run out to meet your suffering? You will suffer soon enough when it arrives, so, look forward meanwhile to better things, says Seneca. Lastly, the Stoics advise us to be prepared for the worst. This isn't about being pessimistic, it's about being realistic and resilient. Rather than hoping that bad things won't happen, the Stoics encouraged us to mentally prepare for them. Let another say, "Perhaps the worst will not happen." You yourself must say, "Well, what if it does happen? Let us see who wins. Perhaps it happens in my best interests," says Seneca. By imagining the worst-case scenario and accepting it, we strip fear of its power. When we say, "Let's see who wins," we're challenging fear, ready to face whatever comes our way. In summary, fear less, live more. The Stoics' wisdom teaches us that fear is not something to be avoided but something to be understood and managed. By recognizing that much of our fear is imaginary, staying present, and preparing ourselves for the worst, we can reduce fear's grip on our lives. In doing so, we open ourselves up to living more fully, with greater courage and a clearer mind. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. This is Philatunes, Stoic wisdom with a fun twist.